Meta, OpenAI, and Anthropic all had rogue AIs hack third parties. They're all blaming the same startup. Last week, Meta revealed that their newest AI model broke into a company's internal systems during a routine security test. This announcement from Meta is similar to OpenAI's disclosure and also Anthropic's disclosure. So we have three separate, quote, AI went rogue headlines from American AI labs, all inside the same 2-week stretch. Except they were never three stories. They were one story told 3 times. Every incident traces back to the same source. A 3-year-old Tel Aviv startup called Irregular that most people have never heard of. Irregular runs the security tests that OpenAI, Anthropic, Google DeepMind, and now Meta use before releasing new models. Irregular has raised $80 million and is valued at $450 million. One misconfiguration in its test setup was enough to trip up 3 of the most valuable companies in tech at once. It had absolutely nothing to do with any rogue AI, nefarious hackers, or a robot rebellion. Only one sloppy configuration after another. Key insights. Quick recap for anyone catching up. Much of this traces back to a testing environment that told AI models they had no internet access. Then, the test let the AI models reach the internet anyway. I covered Anthropic's and OpenAI's versions of that story over the last 2 weeks. Meta is the new messier chapter. Muse Spark 1.1, Meta's new flagship coding and agent model, is the latest one that got loose this time. Unlike the other 2 companies that had incidents, Meta was never as forthcoming with details as either OpenAI or Anthropic. And we're still waiting with no resolution announced. However, all 3 companies still point to the same root cause, a misconfiguration by the shared testing vendor, Irregular. So, Irregular certainly deserves its share of the blame. But outsourcing your safety testing does not outsource your responsibility when the testing breaks. 3 companies worth a combined $1 trillion and then some all trusted the same 35-person shop for a core piece of their safety validation with no apparent redundant check catching the error before real companies got touched. It would be very easy to read 3 near simultaneous AI escape stories as publicity stunts. However, none of this was a PR stunt at all. It's actually the shape of 3 companies that got caught, one after another, being exactly as careless as it looks. Why this matters for you. The real story here is that a huge share of the "we tested this, it's safe" claims across the entire AI industry run through a tiny handful of outside evaluators. Over the last month, we've seen what happens when one of the links has a bad day. When a lab says that its AI model was independently verified or red-teamed by a third party, this is what it can look like behind the curtain. A fast-growing, thinly staffed niche where one misconfigured test can jeopardize companies worth trillions of dollars combined, all at once. The funniest part of the story, and a little known nuance, is that days after admitting Spark broke into a company it shouldn't have touched, Meta released Glimmer. Glimmer is a smaller open source sibling from the same model family. Glimmer is free. It also runs on one consumer grade GPU with no data center required. So it is actually very, very cool. And its whole selling point, straight from Meta, is that Glimmer excels at running autonomous agents on your local machine without needing fancy hardware. The exact category of AI that just let itself into a stranger's servers is now available for anyone to download and run at home, unsupervised. Agentic capabilities fully loaded. That's a very courageous week to ship that. If you test it, please use it responsibly. Here's the pithy takeaway. 3 AI companies made headlines with, quote, rogue AI stories. But the common denominator thread was not rogue AI at all. It was a badly misconfigured settings page at a tiny 35-person startup most of us had never heard of. Everyone is going to keep blaming and fearing the AI, but the real failure was bad configuration, weak controls, and sloppy IT governance. Alright guys, I thank you so much for checking out this issue of Pithy Cyborg AI News Made Simple. I am recording this presentation with my real human voice, and if you want to subscribe, please go to pithycyborg.com, that's Pithy cyborg.com, or just search for Pithy Cyborg on Substack. Thank you so much for checking out this presentation, and I look forward to seeing you in the next issue